What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the Visual Verse. It is your host Ayande Joseph, and today we're talking about 6 Underground. Honestly, initial reactions, I'm happy I saw it, but I will never see this movie again in my life. I'm giving the plot a 4 out of 10. I feel like there were definitely numerous times that I was confused throughout this movie, whether that was just like plot illogicality or it just didn't make sense. It seemed kind of like the way they went about creating this movie is that first they storyboarded the stunts, like, okay, so what stunts do we want to do in here? And then they said, how can we write a story to connect all these different stunts? Because I feel like it definitely was like very stunt and action heavy. I mean, it's Micheal Bay that is like the father of action. It seemed like they really just did have the stunts in mind for this movie and then thought, how can we build it backwards and make a movie? So it definitely did seem random at times. As far as the characters and acting, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I do love my guy Ryan Reynolds, easily one of my favorite actors and human beings of all time. He was really the only character that really stood out in this movie. There was one Latino guy that was like really funny and just hit every line, and he really stood out just because everyone else was not that interesting or not that important to me. Going back to Ryan Reynolds, it kind of made me realize that he's just so good at that Deadpool character. Like, he's just so effortlessly himself, and it made me question, like, how much is he improving and how much are his actual lines that he's being paid to? I mean, I know he's being paid to do everything, but like, who's like, you know, the writers are writing lines and what's actually his and what's not his. Going to cinematography, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I mean, as I said, Micheal Bay is renowned for his action movies, from Transformers to Fast and Furious. And I feel like this movie just had action on action on action on action. I mean, this is probably the one bright spot of the movie, that it just was like completely beautifully executed action scenes that had me like bamboozled, and I hate using that word, bamboozled, on what was real and what was CGI. I mean, it's really incredible the extent that some of those action scenes went to. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But like, if you're an action head, I think that you would definitely like this movie a lot more than me. I just feel like the lack of a coherent story really took away from the immersion in it, and so I wasn't really too invested at times. Definitely looked at my phone here and there, and I'm on an airplane, like I had no Wi-Fi, no service. I was looking at my phone, which kind of tells you I was sometimes bored. Honestly, the cinematography, as I said, was still pretty solid. Definitely the best part of the movie. As far as the soundtrack, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I feel like there was nothing memorable. It was like pretty average, nothing crazy to me. As far as rewatchability, as I said earlier, I'm not watching this movie again. I gave it a 4 out of 10. I definitely would encourage you, if you're just interested, you know, a little action movie, and if you love Ryan Reynolds. I feel like if you love Ryan Reynolds and you like action movies, this is definitely for you. But don't come into the movie for like a gripping story or something that's going to change your life, because that is not here. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I will see you next time.